The challenges came rhythmically in the piece, not melodically. It's a very, very melodic piece. Throughout all three movements, it's a very melodic piece. And there's repetition melodically, there's echoing melodically, there's enough unison that then breaks into harmony. So melodically not, but rhythmically there are some challenging sections that we had to clean up and then step back and clean up again. There were some spots where one section was holding out an extended note while other sections had already started, and to keep that section focused on holding that note out, no, keep it out a couple of more beats, and now, so that was challenging, because kids at this age level think that as soon as the other part comes in, I can stop now. And that's just part of the age level. So that was a challenge. And, but it's a wonderful challenge because it gets back to the no, focus on me, wait for the cutoff. And as a conductor, to remember they need that cutoff, and they need that while you have this section coming in, and sorry, I'm talking with my hands. That's right. But you have that, so that's a challenge. But it also is one of those ones where you can almost play a game with it, with the, you know, watch me, it's a red light, green light kind of thing. And what I have found is that doing that, making it into a game type thing, teaches them, no, remember, this is a dotted half note, it's being held out a little bit longer, there we go. And you can move on, and it reinforces to them, oh yeah, dotted half note, 3 beats there. So we were able to work on a lot of rhythmic patterns that way. Highlights. Highlights came at surprising moments. Highlights came a few places where there's a section in Song Woman, the second movement, where all of a sudden there was a note that was being held, and there was a cutoff, and there was a measure of rest, a full measure of rest, then a 1-beat rest, and then forte on beat 2, where the first and seconds come in, and the altos, the first and seconds come in, the altos, which are the guys, hold, and the first and seconds have to come in forte, and they do, and then the guys come in the next measure on beat 1, forte, and they would get it, and you'd see a smile on their face because they know that they nailed it, and they had been missing it prior. Those were some of the highlights. There was another highlight where there's I'll say with the same movement, there's the final section of Song Woman is written almost like a fugue, and it's this beautiful, and what I said to the kids was that it reminds you of a waterfall, where you have this da-dum, 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 Song Woman, and it just, it flows. First sopranos, second sopranos, altos, first sopranos, and just flowing on top of each other like this, and it's quick, and then all of a sudden they hold, and they stop, and they come in together, and they stop, and then they come in together, beating the rhythm of the song, beating, and this lovely forte down to mezzo forte that's being held, and then the altos bring theirs out in a forte. And the same thing, they hit it a couple of days ago, and it was done, it was just exquisite, and you could see it in their faces. And they had struggled with that section. So that was one of the highlights. So.
You know, it's interesting to hear that. I have 2 little comments, and one is that I am apt to set word rhythms. I write down the rhythms in which I speak the words, which is very different from making a nice even 4/4 that would be very easy for people to read and learn off the page. So it looks hard on the page. Once you get it, once you get the rhythms, then you can, but it's not a bit easy to learn. And the other point is that nobody's ever heard these pieces before. There isn't any recording. We forget that so much of the music that we sing, even in traditional choruses, are things that we've known for a long time, or we can buy recordings of and listen to and stuff. And when it's a brand new piece, you're really creating it, so you don't have that kind of familiarity. So I really hand it to Dave and to this choir for learning it in the way that they have.